Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I'm Senator Ellen Corbett. I'm here to talk about Senate Bill 95, a very important measure that will address some practices that are hurting consumers in this downturn economy. Over 480 licensed car dealers have gone out of business just this last year, and this is causing a situation leaving consumers holding the bag for unpaid liens, unpaid service agreements, and warranties that will never be honored. Consumers should not be those that have to finance the failures of car dealerships in California. Senate Bill 95 will provide peace of mind to consumers who purchase new or used vehicles, that the title of that vehicle will be paid off before the vehicle is traded or the next payment is due. The bill will provide consumers with the confidence that their credit will not be put at risk, and just because a dealership is going out of business. The country's economic crisis is no excuse to defraud innocent customers. After buying a home, a car is, of course, the next largest purchase. People depend on their cars here in California. It's kind of hard to get around, get to work, get your children to school if you don't have the opportunity to have a car. Failing to pay off the title by these dealerships results in ruined credit to consumers, the repossession of their vehicles through no fault of their own, and sometimes job loss due to lack of transportation or even credit checks that happen after that time, and even bankruptcy. And of course, for those who are trying to rent a place, their credit has been ruined as well due to this practice. This bill doesn't have any cost to the state. It's something that we're very mindful of during this economic time, but obviously this is an issue that must be addressed for consumers in the state of California. And I think the most important point to make is that it also protects dealers that are doing the right thing. It ensures that they have bonds that cover their liabilities, and it also creates more confidence in the marketplace. And with me today are some people to talk a little further about the bill. Rosemary Sheehan, who is the President of Consumers for Auto Reliability and Safety. Rosemary?
Thank you, Senator. I'm Rosemary Sheehan, President of Consumers for Auto Reliability and Safety, and we're the sponsors of SB 95. And we really appreciate the senators going to bat for consumers in the state. We've all been seeing the national news about the car bailout, and the auto manufacturers, lenders, and dealers are getting taxpayer assistance, but there hasn't been nearly enough attention paid to the problems that are being faced by car buyers who are still getting out there and buying cars. And the people who are still buying cars now in this market really need to be able to go to a car dealership with some confidence that if they trade in their car and it has negative equity and the dealer says they'll pay off the lien, that they follow through and do that. And that if they leave a car with a dealer and entrust it to them to be sold on consignment, that the dealer will sell the car and give them the proceeds and not keep them all for themselves. Consumers are really suffering in California more than in any other state because more dealers in our state are going out of business. And last year, according to the California Motor Car Dealers Association, quoted in Automotive News, the state lost 122 of its 1,500 dealerships, and they're predicting that next year among new car dealers, the rate, or this year, that the rate of dealers going out of business will be much higher. The DMV said that as of November of last year, there were over 416 used car dealers that also went out of business. So there are hundreds of dealers that have gone out of business and even more going out of business. We need to deal with this problem and restore confidence and protect our car buyers. And with us today are consumers who've been affected by these practices.
Next, we're going to hear from Ignacio Hernandez, who's the Legislative Director of the Consumer Federation of California.
Thank you, Senator. She said, my name is Ignacio Hernandez. I'm here on behalf of the Consumer Federation of California. We are a coalition of individuals and organizations throughout California who advocate on behalf of consumers. As you've heard already, and you'll hear from the individuals who are about to speak, the ripple effect of our economic downturn as it relates to auto dealerships, that consumers are walking into trouble when they walk into a showroom. We need to restore the confidence of consumers. We need them to continue to be able to purchase vehicles and to know that if there is a problem, that there is recourse for them, that there is protection for them. By increasing the bond from $50,000 up, we can ensure that more consumers are protected if there is a problem with the dealership. If the payment is not made, and if it negatively impacts their credit report, as the Senator indicated, there are a number of problems besides the obvious for those individuals in this tough economic time. They're looking for jobs. Credit reports can be used by prospective employers. So a negative report not only affects your credit, but could also potentially impact your employability. And really, this could be a win-win for dealerships and also for consumers, because we need to continue those transactions, and those dealerships who can live up to their promises. Consumers can walk in with that confidence that they are going to be able to purchase a vehicle. There won't be any negative effects. They won't lose out on their money. They won't have any other problems, and those dealerships will be able to express to the consumers that these protections are in place, they're living up to their promises, and we can continue those transactions that are so vital to our economy, especially during this economic downturn. So this bill is going to really help everyone involved, from the dealerships to the consumers. And now I think we're going to hear from those individuals who can share the real problems that are out there.
We're going to hear from two people who have been victims of this practice. First, we're going to hear from Erin Wayne from Elk Grove, to be followed by Chastity Young from San Francisco. Erin?
Hello, everybody. Basically, what happened was I purchased an extended warranty through Elk Grove Ford. What that warranty covered on my 2005 F-150 was an extended warranty above and beyond what the dealer Ford would cover. Which would be certain engine parts such as a piston, and from there it was basically I come in, take my my oil changes, and Elk Grove Ford does them for free, and then they give me car washes as well. So when Elk Grove Ford shut down, there was nowhere for me to go. I tried to take it to another Ford dealership, and they told me, sorry, you got to take it back to Elk Grove Ford. Of course, he knew that Elk Grove Ford is no longer there. Told me that would be up to me and Mr. Keel, who owns Elk Grove Ford. So here I am, still financed through the loan, and no one here to help me out. So, and I kind of feel discouraged as a consumer, because here I am paying for a service that I'm not even receiving. I think it happened in '07, so here I have a couple more years left, and my warranty is null and void because I didn't get my oil changes from Elk Grove Ford. So very discouraged, very discouraged. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Erin.
On June 24th last year, I traded in my 2003 Kia for a 2007 Kia at Kia of Hayward. They appeared to be well established. They gave no clue that they were going out of business, especially since they were a big dealership and had a big Kia brand and a huge signs right out front. When I traded in my car, I still owed about $2,700, more than the dealer would pay me for it. The dealer said that there was no problem and that they would pay off the loan. I qualified for a new loan. No problem. I drove off the lot in my new Kia and thought that everything would be fine. But then months later, I got a call from CPS Financial, and they said I was behind on my payments for the car that I traded in. At first, I couldn't believe it. I thought there must be some mistake. I called the dealer, and they said they would take care of it, but they didn't. They kept saying they would send me a check and make good promises and not doing it. Meanwhile, I was getting phone calls demanding payments for a car I no longer had. Then around the end of October, they went out of business. Now I'm stuck with having to make payments on 2 cars at once. Even though I have 1 car, The payments for the car I traded in are $225 a month. And for the 2007 Kia, they're about $420 a month. I should not have to pay for 2 cars because the dealer went out of business and left its consumers holding the bag. This has caused me and my family a lot of stress. Like most people these days, it's not like we have money to throw away. I'd like to thank Senator Corbett for going to bat for California car buyers. We need help and we need it now. Thank you.